Now on 18 Eyewitness News.
The 2012 St. Francis County Relay for Life is underway. Also, a rally to preserve the Republic is set for Saturday in Farmington. Plus, the theme of this year's Big River Chautauqua is the Road West. All of these stories, and will temperatures be cooler this weekend?
Coverage you can count on. This is 18 Eyewitness News.
The St. Francis County Relay for Life is underway at this hour in Mineral Area College. Prior to the event, Lauren Schweiss of the American Cancer Society told us she's looking forward to all the ceremonies and excitement at the relay, and one event in particular.
The Survivor Lab can be very emotional for some people because they're obviously hearing the names of people that they've gone through a really hard time with. But it's also a time to celebrate because they're still out there fighting, and they're showing that they've made it. They're our symbol of hope. So that's something that I think is really huge with the purple shirt and the survivors, is they're our symbol of hope, and that there is a chance to beat cancer, and we are able to do it.
The relay runs until Saturday morning at 6 a.m. Lauren says, with all the activities, excitement, and inspiration, it's easy to keep going.
I mean, if you're keeping yourself walking, you're obviously not going to fall asleep while you're walking. So something to get out there for. I mean, at American Cancer Society, we like to say that cancer never sleeps, so neither will we. So that's kind of how we do it on relay night. So just get out there and participate in the activities, check out all the booths that the teams have, and just keep yourself going.
Lauren invites the community to come out and enjoy the entertainment, children's activities, and inspiration. Now Dustin Kopp is here for a look at our first forecast. Dustin?
Good evening, Aaron. Good evening, everybody. Temperatures at this hour are on the warm side. Looking at current conditions for southeast Missouri, 90 degrees in Festus and St. Genevieve, as well as in Ironton, Potosi, 89 degrees. 92 in Van Buren, and as well as in Piedmont, Poplar Bluff at 93 and 92 in Cape Girardeau. As we head through the evening, we're going to start to see some clear skies, partly sunny skies at 7 p.m., 89 degrees. Still going to be on the warm side, 82, and clear by 9, and clear skies at midnight with a temperature around 76 degrees. I'll give you more details on the heat, and there's a lot of heat on the way. All those details coming up later in weather.
The Preserve the Republic rally is set for Saturday in Farmington's Long Memorial Park. The event is sponsored by We the People, the Tea Party of St. Francis County. Spokesperson Sue Cook says it refers to our form of government, not a political party.
A republic form of government is a representative form of government where we, the people, are sovereign, not the central government. And so the founders knew that this was a fragile form of government that had to be protected by the people.
The entertainment starts at 10:30 tomorrow morning. At noon, keynote John Putnam will speak in period costume on the topic, Restoring the Founders' Success Formula. Sue says the Founding Fathers thought long and hard before creating a constitutional republic.
And the founders knew this. They were very well read and researched the many forms of government throughout history, and knew that our republic would be a form of government that would protect our liberties and freedom.
Sue says both state and local candidates will give short speeches following the keynote address, and then will be available for questions afterwards. The theme for this weekend's Big River Chautauqua is the Road West. Organizer Paul Williams says this year's event features characters traveling westward.
On Friday night, we have a lady who is portraying a character by the name of Margaret Breen, who is a survivor of the Donner Party, who was on the Road West. And on Saturday night, we have a character that plays Kit Carson, a famous frontiersman out in the Old West.
The Big River Chautauqua is now in its 18th year. Williams says Chautauqua originally started as a way to let folks know about the world around them, with speakers going around from town to town. The idea was revived about 20 years ago to give folks today a sort of first-hand account of life in the different era.
Where people who portray these famous Americans would come and pretend like they are those famous Americans, and to give us an educational background on what was going on in those days.
The Big River Chautauqua runs through Saturday behind the Bonne Terre City Hall under the big tent. Well, two brothers from Puxico have been sentenced following an assault on a law enforcement officer last month. At the time, Dustin Payne was out on bond from a robbery charge. Following his arrest, he pled guilty in that case and received an 8-year prison sentence. His brother Brandon Payne pled guilty to the assault charge and was given a suspended sentence and 2 years on probation. The arrest stems from the June 15th incident when Puxco officer Ryan McCleary responded to a call that a Jeep had run off the roadway. McCleary noticed the Paynes were drinking beer and there was a small child in the back seat. According to the probable cause statement, the Paynes became belligerent when told to stop drinking. When they advanced on McCleary, he maced them. Brandon Payne then ordered his son in the back of the Jeep and helped him out. When he did, the boy became contaminated by the mace that had been sprayed on his father. McCleary put Payne back on the ground, then called an ambulance to treat the boy and the 2 men. When we come back, a traveling adoption gallery will visit St. Genevieve and Farmington. That story is coming up only right here on 18 Eyewitness News.
When you're looking for quality home furnishings, appliances, and more, look no further than Heartland Furniture and Appliance. Heartland Furniture and Appliance offers great low prices every day and 6 months same as cash financing. No hassle leasing and great customer service. With 3 locations to better serve you, the customer. In Donovan, Dexter, and Piedmont on both sides of Main Street. Heartland Furniture and Appliance.
Sing a song about the heartland. Sing a song about my life.
Oh, the blood of Jesus washes. Let it wash you this morning. Oh, the blood of Jesus shed for me. What a sacrifice that saved my life. With the blood, it is my victory.
Take control of your future by enrolling at the Unitech Career Center. Discover a new career with Unitech's nursing programs or the opportunities with Unitech's sheet metal fabricating program, or turn your hobby into a career with Unitech's power sports equipment program. From electrical trades to automotive technology programs, the first step to a well-paying future starts at the Unitech Career Center, Raider Road in Bonne Terre. For adult information, call 358-3011. For high school information, call 358-2271.
You're watching 18 Eyewitness News with Fred Dawkins, Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp, and Jeremy Martin with sports. 18 Eyewitness News continues.
The Missouri Heart Gallery will be visiting St. Genevieve and Farmington in the next 2 weeks. The gallery is a traveling event featuring photographs of children available for adoption. Specialist Dawn Phillips says the pictures really capture the personality of the children.
These photographs are done by photographers all throughout the state, professional photographers. They take pictures of these children, not just these head, shoulder shots. These are pictures of children who they're bringing out their personality so that people can look at these photos, see these children and realize, you know, there's more to these children than just a picture.
Statewide, Dawn says there are about 2,000 children that are available for adoption, and there are hundreds of children just in our area alone needing adoptive parents.
And we are in dire need of adoptive families, foster families throughout the state of Missouri. I can tell you just in our 4-county circuit, which is St. Francis County, Madison County, St. Genevieve, and Washington counties, we have over 300 children in foster care.
The Heart Gallery of Missouri will be at the St. Genevieve Community Center next week, then move to the Farmington Civic Center the week of July 30th. A Carter County dog breeder is out of business. The Missouri Attorney General's office shut down CNN Sunset Kennels, citing several violations of the state's Animal Care Facilities Act. Attorney General Chris Koster says kennel owner Connie Nelson must transfer all of the dogs to a licensed breeder, rescue shelters, or to the public. She was fined $5,000, though all but $500 of that is suspended as long as she doesn't violate terms of the consent judgment for the next 6 years. Inspectors found that the kennel in Elsinore operated without a license, failed to provide veterinary care for the dogs, and even failed to give them clean water. This year's drought has dropped the level of the Ozark Scenic Riverways by more than half. Spokesperson Faye Wamsley says floating down the current river may involve a little walking.
Some of the kayakers and canoes have to get out and drag across gravel bars in some areas, especially in the upper reaches of the riverway. Between acres and pull tide is very low.
However, Faye says if you look for it, you should be able to see the river's current.
You may have to get out along the edge and just look for the currents to get through some of the areas. But there is a couple areas you're going to have to drag a canoe and a kayak.
Faye adds canoes and kayaks can't be used in parts of the Jacks Fork River above Alley Springs because the water level is just so low. The 68th annual Sykeston J.C. Boot Hill Rodeo is just a few weeks away. Publicity Chairman Zach Fayette says they're working every night preparing the rodeo grounds.
We're out there every night fixing, mending fence, painting, getting all the concessions ready for hopefully 10 to 11,000 fans every night.
While a number of folks enjoy their concert, Zach says the rodeo itself is recognized as one of the top events in the United States.
We are a silver tour rodeo. There's 12 of those in the country in the PRCA for the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association, and there are 8 gold tours. So effectively, we are one of the top 20 rodeos in the country, which means we draw some of the top PRCA cowboys from all over the country and the world.
Zach says the rodeo has become a favorite stop for world champion cowboys like Fred Whitfield, as well as international competitors from Canada and Brazil. The 60th annual Sykeston J.C. Boot Hill Rodeo is set for August 8th through the 11th. And when we come back, the link between your life as a child and your risk of skin cancer as an adult. Results of a surprising new study, next in Your Health.
How high will the heat get this weekend? I'll have all the details coming up next in weather.
When someone comes in a Mineral Area's emergency department, our focus is giving them the best treatment in the quickest manner possible. We track every single patient, sending the doctors information before they even walk in the room. We have dedicated X-ray and CT equipment in our emergency department. We don't have to waste any time running all over the hospital. We know that minutes count in an emergency, and you can count on ER Plus at Mineral Area Regional Medical Center.
Now, here's your Storm Tracker 18 weather forecast with Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp.
And welcome back. More heat is on the way for Southeast Missouri. Looking at weather headlines for Southeast Missouri, a heat advisory is in effect for noon on Sunday through 7 p.m. on Thursday with a lot of sunshine to go along with it. And I'll tell you how high we will get in the 7-day forecast, and temperatures are just going to start warming up and getting hot as we speak. Here in Southeast Missouri, it's warm out there. 92 right now in Cape Girardeau, 90 degrees in St. Genevieve. Fredericktown at 91, 92 in Ellington, Van Buren at 92, and 89 right now here in Potosi. Here at the station, we have a current temperature of 92 degrees under a partly cloudy sky. Feels like 93 out there with current dew point at 65. As we head through the day tomorrow, plenty of sunshine. It's going to be hot out there. High pressure system over our area, giving us the warm weather and plenty of sunshine. So for tonight, clear skies, low around 69, northeast wind 5 to 10. Temperature is going to be in the 60s from Festus at 66 through St. Genevieve 67. As we get further down to our south at Piedmont 69, a little bit warmer, 71 in Poplar Bluff, 66 in Van Buren, and then for tomorrow, high of 96 degrees, sunny skies, 94 in St. Genevieve, 95 in Ironton, Piedmont 95, 95 in Van Buren, and 95 in Ellington. The next several days are looking like this through Southeast Missouri. As promised, the heat is on the way. Sunday, mostly sunny skies, high of 101, 101 on Monday, partly sunny skies, 102 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, partly sunny skies as well. However, those temperatures probably need to be bumped up for about 103, 104 on those days, and then scattered thunderstorms are likely on Friday with a high of 99. As we look at the weekend forecast once again, 96 for a daytime high on Saturday, sunny skies, mostly sunny on Sunday, and warming up to 101. That's check out your Storm Tracker weather forecast. More details are located at froggy96online.com. Just click on the weather tab. Aaron, back to you.
Thanks, Dustin. This time of year, most parents are taking steps to protect their kids from the summer sun by slathering on plenty of sunscreen. But it might take a lot more than that to protect them from skin cancer. A new study is now out suggesting that if you suffer things like neglect and maltreatment as a child, your risk of recurrent skin cancer goes up dramatically as an adult. With more, here is Clark Powell.
Before Bonnie Grimaldi tends to her flowers outside, she spends time inside putting on plenty of protection after learning the hard way just how much damage the sun could do.
There was a red, rough area right in my collarbone, and it just wouldn't go away.
Turns out that spot was basal cell skin cancer. With her fair skin and blonde hair, doctors know people like Bonnie are at a higher risk for skin cancer. What these researchers wanted to know is why some cases are harder to cure than others.
Well, we were particularly interested in what predicts people that have the subsequent tumor. What is it?
To find out, researchers at Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center traced the history of other skin cancer patients all the way back to their childhoods. And in a surprising new study, researchers Chris Fagundes and Ronald Glazer found that patients who were neglected or maltreated as children had a much higher risk for persistent skin cancer, especially when faced with stressful events as adults.
What happens in early childhood can have significant impact when you're 65 years old. It's hard to believe, but it's true.
In fact, some patients showed a 350% drop in their immune response, suggesting that even at an early age, the stress of being mistreated can permanently affect the immune system.
So subsequently, when they experience stressors in adulthood, they're more reactive to them.
Bonnie says her childhood was happy and healthy, and her skin cancer has more to do with her complexion than anything else. But for other patients, exposure to stress as a child may intensify exposure to the sun later in life. At The Ohio State University, this is Clark Powell reporting.
During the study, researchers removed basal cell tumors from patients, and by analyzing them in the lab, they could tell how strong or weak a person's immune system was. That told them who was most likely to have been maltreated as a child. The study is published in the Journal Archives of General Psychiatry. Coming up in today's Your Life segment, tips on coping when your grandchildren are far away in today's edition of Focus on the Family.
Your Health is brought to you by Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy. Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy of Deloge. We're caring for you and about you is our business. From taking time to explain your medication, offering a caring touch, to a full line of medical equipment, supplies, and diabetic shoes. We'll help you understand your options and assist you with Medicare drug plan enrollment with a comfortable waiting area, convenient drive-through or free delivery. Caring for our neighbors is our business. Your locally owned Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy just off of Highway 67 at the Deloge exit. When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Archer Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Archer Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
The days of living just down the street from Grandma's house are almost over for everyone. Today's mobile culture means families are often separated by thousands of miles. Dr. Bill Meyer takes a look at how this affects us in today's Focus on the Family.
Grandparents today are younger than ever. Maybe not in actual age, but in lifestyle. They're working, traveling, and they're living life to the fullest.
We have a couple of groups that we're involved in. One that is a hospital visitation group, so we're kind of busy with that.
So we're active with them, weekend events, we get together and have cookouts.
Don and Jane Waller live a very active life in Colorado, but they have grandkids 1,000 miles away in Illinois.
We've missed part of their growing up. We go back, like for graduations and that sort of thing. But we've missed birthdays, we've missed Christmas, we've missed holidays, and we just miss seeing them.
When grandparents are far away, grandkids miss out too, because grandma and grandpa aren't there to provide the extra support kids need in today's high-stress culture.
They don't have that relationship that is safe and constant and special.
The grandparent relationship is important enough for families to at least consider moving closer to each other. Unfortunately, in many cases, it's not very practical.
I would love to have them out here. I tried to get them all to move to Colorado. and they just say no.
The next best thing to being there is to stay in touch. Grandparents need to shoulder the responsibility for this one. Make sure you're using every means you can to build a relationship with your grandkids.
You know, if you're waiting on that phone call, make it yourself, you know. Be the person to take the first step and just stay interactive with them. Oh, really?
I'm Dr. Bill Meyer for Focus on the Family.
Well, that'll work out also, so.
For more valuable information on life, issues, relationships, and family, please visit FocusOnTheFamilyTV.com. Today's Plugged In Movie Review looks at the new film, The Dark Knight Rises.
You and your friends better batten down the hatches. Because when it hits, you're all gonna wonder how you ever thought you could live so large and leave so little for the rest of us.
In the movie The Dark Knight Rises, 8 years have passed and Gotham has changed. The rap for killing Harvey Dent was pinned on the Batman, and both he and his alter ego, Bruce Wayne, have been missing in action. Gotham, though, seems at peace. Tough laws and strong police action has been keeping crime on the run.
There's a storm coming, Mr. Wayne.
Selena Kyle, also known as the Catwoman, tells the reclusive Mr. Wayne as much at a charity ball. That storm shows up in the form of an immense Hulk called Bane. This creature of fear and menace is spearheading a plan by the elusive League of Shadows that's aimed at bringing Gotham to its knees. But Batman is 8 years older and out of practice, and no matter how hard he tries to protect the city that he's taken under his Batwing, this foe is younger, faster, and stronger, and he may indeed be
Gotham's reckoning.
This high-flying conclusion to the Christopher Nolan-helmed Batman trilogy is well-made and involving. The movie displays heroism and self-sacrifice and even talks of a longing for a way to expunge the regrets of the past. But it's also a very dark and gloomy film filled with painful-looking violence, sensuality, and some problematic language. So I'm giving The Dark Knight Rises 2.5 utility belts out of 5 for family friendliness. For an in-depth review on this film or reviews of anything else playing at your local theater, come visit us at PluggedIn.com or download our smartphone app. Plugging you into the movies, I'm Cheryl Wilhelmy for Focus on the Family's Plugged In Movie Review.
You can find reviews of other current movies, DVD releases, as well as music, games, and TV shows at PluggedIn.com.
And coming up in sports, the Cardinals start a 3-game series with the Cubs tonight at Busch Stadium. The Blues and forward TJ Oshie avoid arbitration, and a St. Louis Ram is arrested for drunk driving. These stories and more coming up in sports on 18 Eyewitness News.
Attention, Accutane warning. If you have Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or inflammatory bowel disease, it may have been caused by the acne drug Accutane. Accutane victims have recently been awarded millions of dollars. Do not delay. There are time deadlines to file a claim.
Call the Rely On Group now to be connected with an experienced attorney. There is absolutely no risk on your part. You don't owe us a penny unless we are successful.
Call the Rely On Group at 800-698-3105.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, call now to get the new talking meter. These new meters are more accurate, they're easier to use, and the best news is you don't have to prick your fingers anymore. Arriva makes it simple. They bill Medicare directly. There are no upfront costs, and they deliver your supplies right to your door for free.
For more information, call 1-800-587-7095.
This is Sports Zone, only on 18 Eyewitness News, with Jeremy Martin.
Following an off day, the Cardinals return home for 3 games against the Chicago Cubs. The two teams have split their previous 8 meetings this season. St. Louis is struggling to hit with runners in scoring position. The Cardinals have lost 5 of their last 6, and each of those games was decided by 2 runs or fewer. Manager Mike Matheny said his club's difficult stretch at the plate is a result of trying to do too much. Right-hander Kyle Loesch will make his second start since the All-Star break. The Cardinals will face Ryan Dempster, who owns a 1.86 ERA this season and has not given up a run since May 30th, totaling 33 scoreless innings over his last 5 outings. Cardinals ace Chris Carpenter will remain in Dallas for several days as he immediately begins his rehabilitation following surgery Thursday to address the thoracic outlet syndrome that cost him the 2012 season. The club expects Carpenter to need 2 or 3 months to recover. Based on that timetable, the 37-year-old is on target to be available for spring training next season. The Blues and star forward T.J. Oshie avoided arbitration on Thursday after reaching agreement on a 5-year deal valued at just under $21 million. The 25-year-old Oshie was the Blues' first-round draft pick in 2005 and is coming off a 1-year contract in which he made $2.35 million. In his 4th NHL season, the winger played a career-high 80 games and posted personal best with 19 goals and 54 points. St. Louis Rams defensive end Robert Quinn was charged with drunk driving following a vehicle crash earlier this month. The Rams' first-round draft pick in 2011 was charged with driving while intoxicated on July 10th after police were called to a crash on the exit ramp of eastbound I-270 north of the city. Officers suspected Quinn was drunk and arrested him. Later, he was charged with DWI and was released after posting bond. But Quinn's not the only one. More than 24 NFL players have been arrested or charged with crimes this offseason, with drunk driving incidents dominating the list. Also arrested for DWI this offseason was San Francisco 49ers and former Mizzou defensive lineman Aldon Smith. And if Mizzou coaches and players feel like the rest of the Southeastern Conference is disrespecting them, they got confirmation from the media as well. The SEC released preseason media picks Thursday, including the predicted order of finish and all conference selections. Mizzou was picked 4th in the SEC's Eastern Division. The Tigers are expected to finish behind Georgia, South Carolina, and Florida. The media selected LSU to win the conference's Western Division and come away as the SEC champion. Mizzou also had no first or second team all-conference selections. Offensive tackle Elvis Fisher and defensive back E.J. Gaines were chosen for the 3rd team. And that's a look at sports. Aaron and Dustin, back over to you.
Well, Dustin, all we've seen is hot, 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 few scattered showers. It looks like it's going to continue to be hot, hot, and hotter.
Hot, hot, and hot.
Yeah, that's about all I know to say.
Yeah, you know, we really don't have any other words to say but hot. Let's just take a look at that 7-day forecast and get this over with. Here is the bad news. We're starting to get hot out there once again. 96 tomorrow, sunny skies, mostly sunny on Sunday, high of 101. 101 on Monday, 102 on Tuesday and Wednesday, and Thursday, partly sunny skies. A good chance of showers and thunderstorms on Friday. A little bit cooler, Aaron, high of 99 degrees.
You know, if you could chop that 102 in half, just make it a nice 51, it'd be perfect. How are temperatures around the rest of the nation?
They're still pretty warm. Actually, earlier today, we were looking at drought conditions throughout southeast Missouri. Missouri still in the drought, pretty bad, and it's actually gotten worse within the last couple of days. I looked a couple of days ago, it was in a certain color. Today, it's in another color, and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And somebody here at the station asked, well, how is Texas doing? Because last year, Texas had a really bad drought. They still have, in some areas, a pretty bad drought now, but not as bad as here in Missouri, because they've actually seen a lot more rainfall than what we have. So,
well, folks, stay cool out there, stay hydrated, and of course, always have a great time. And thank you for joining us here on 18 Eyewitness News. I'm Aaron Cox.
And I'm Dustin Kopp. Have a good evening. Stay cool. Newswatch is next. We'll see you tonight at 10.
Do you see news happening in your neighborhood? Email us at news@kdkz.tv.